But siren sounds. We are starting the third quarter here at War Memorial Park, and the tap going, I guess both Howard and Keys got to look at it. Bunker with the clearance, the bouncing ball towards half forward. Didn't read best for Getty, who came off his foot. Getty wants to keep it moving forward, but now he's got players to deal with. We'll have the ball up. So 14 points is the margin in favour of the reigning premiers. Have not lost the game since round 3, 2023. Keys got the handball forward. Johnson intercept. Didn't get much room. And then he's taken the big tackle by Martin, who was just so underrated. Again, one of those players that flew under the radar last year for this Heidelberg team, but was always just so impressive in playing his role. As Howard got the tap. Handballs work. And then another kick inside 50 for Tardio. Towards half forward. Bars into target. In fact, it was Thompson. Ball hits the deck. Honey got the handball away. And then Greensborough do really well to exit through Kleeman, and then sold the candy and went down the line. And a good mark taken by Zach McCubbin, centre wing scoreboard side. So McCubbin has to go back. Doesn't like what he sees ahead and goes to the, again, ever-reliable Johnson. He's going to start a switch going. They go all the way to the top of their defensive goal square. Sievers, listed in the Collingwood's VFL side this year. There's a great punch from Heidelberg to intercept that ball and force the ball out of bounds. That was great timing, because you heard Vinter Tolly say in the effects, where's the pressure? And just like that, they forced that ball out of bounds.
Definitely great timing. It's exactly what I thought as well. He asked for it and he got it. They delivered in spades, the Tigers, as boundary throw in. Key's going to win the ruck tap this time, but the ball's just going to find itself stuck on the ground as they go inside forward 50. The Tigers right, couldn't take it cleanly and falls over himself in the end, which allows Johnson to clean that up, go wide, and hand pass it out to Ferronato, who was under pressure. Got the clearing kick in the end, worked its way up towards the centre wing. Doing well is the skipper, Poser, for Heidelberg, to take his time to give it off to Del Bolfo, and gets the handball wide to Martin, who looks to push this one out of bounds as Greensborough's pressure lifts out on the centre wing, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Or a ball up on the boundary.
I thought that is a boundary throw in, yes.
So going up is Keys and Howard for the ball up, right on the boundary line, and doing well to get the clearance there for the Tigers. And the kick inside forward 50 is going to work out for Keys, who gets the handball. Running in is Clark. His right foot snap is going to work its way over for a bound, for out on the full, actually. And taking the free kick there for the Borough will be Lawler.
Geez, these boundary umpires are really messing with us at the moment. We don't know what's what at the moment on the outside. But it is going to be in the position of Greensborough and Lawler. Really high ball out of defensive 50, and the intercept comes again. Keys. Chipping ball inside 50, looking for Getty. Almost a free kick, is a free kick. And a high contact. Free kick will go into the hands of Jess Getty. Another one of these VFL listed players for the reigning premiers. A chance here for the 20-year-old in his 5th game of the season. 2 VFL games this year for Carlton. And looking for his 4th major of the 2024 campaign.
Come on, Jesse, kick the goal, buddy.
Getty will kick from just inside 50. Distance not a problem here. Accuracy gets there too. And the important first goal of the final term goes to the visitors. And it's now a game-high 20-point lead for the Tigers at 8-5-53. Greensborough 4-9-33. One more scoring shot for the hosts, Tim, but they trail by 20.
That's what would worry you if you're a Greensborough fan. You had all those opportunities in that second quarter, and Heidelberg, as they so often do, have been a professional outfit, and just they punish teams. So Greensborough will have to get back on the board here quickly if they want to stay within a reasonable margin.
So back in the middle, trying to get it out there was Ferronato off the ground. He miskicked it, and it'll be a ball up again. Going in the ruck this time is Keys, and this time Howard. He was able to win the hit out, but it's only as far as Martin, who gets the kick far wide out to running Tardio. He's got a 2-on-1 in the help of Getty there for Heidelberg. He does well to keep it in. Clean hands to Clark, who now looks to go inside forward 50. Doesn't, goes to Tardio instead, who does the short kick to Bunker. He now goes inside forward 50, deep to a 2-on-1, but in the advantage of Greensborough. No mark taken, off the ground. Jorgensen hits the post. And begging the question is Lawler as to why no mark was paid, but it doesn't matter. Greensborough on their way, quickly through Walsh, out of their back 50.
Oh.
Great spoil from Martin, who just goes bang with the fist out of play and forces a stoppage at centre wing and gives Heidelberg a chance to get back inside 450.
That's a massive interception because Greensborough are out. They had the numbers. They went straight from the kick out of goal. But nonetheless, the ball sits on the wing.
And it's going to be kicked forward by Hasler, although it was cut off. Ground level, will it work for the Tigers? Of course it does. They've been so good at it already this game. Keys got the handball to a teammate. He's wrapped up. And a shout out to Brody Tario for his second efforts here. First to Shepherd, and then the ability to get the ball back and force another entry inside 50. Ball up. Tap from Howard, not advantageous. Secondary stoppage. So we're 6 minutes in. It's a lead of 21 points to the Tigers. They're threatening to break the game out open. Greensborough doing their best to get back into the match. The ball has been kicked all the way to the boundary line. And it'll be a boundary throw-in. So we're going to have the ball tossed back into play. 6.5 into the third term. We're in Greensborough's forward line. Low boundary throw-in, punched away by Smith. And then a free kick given to Heidelberg. No. It's going to go to Bowes. And he's the man that got things going for Greensborough in the opening term. Had quite a second quarter, and now he can get back on the score sheet for his third of the match. He only had 4 goals to his name coming into this match, and he's already looking for a season high. 45-degree angle for Bowes. He'll kick from just inside the paint of 50 with the left boot, and that is a great-looking kick. And maybe a bit of hope now for the Borough to get back in this match. Their 5th goal of the afternoon, and it's 5-9-39 for Greensborough. Heidelberg are 8-6-54.
So they bring it back within 15 points. They're just not letting Heidelberg run away with it yet. But as you said, Charlie Bowes, only 4 goals this season. He's already got 3 today. And he was the kickstarter on getting Greensborough a couple goals in that first quarter. So it'll be interesting to see how the Borough go here, Tim.
Absolutely. I think that's exactly what they needed. They couldn't let Heidelberg get a string or a run of goals. So they've disrupted that momentum, and they'll have to create their own here.
Let's see what the Borough can do. Howard wasn't able to win it out of the ruck for them. Doing well there is Getty coming out at the back of the stoppage. Clark and his teammate in Heidelberg weren't able to win it, so Luke cleans up the mess, gives it off to Ferronato, who breaks one tackle, then tries to get through Getty, and Getty says, "Not today, son. You're not getting through me." As now Heidelberg through Thompson, go up towards left half forward, right, almost taking the mark, couldn't. Zane Barson does the crumbing, now goes top of the goal square towards Jorgensen, couldn't take the mark, couldn't even touch the ball as it falls its way out to the back of the stoppage, and cleaning up the mess is Aidan Delaney for Greensborough. He goes up towards a contest, O'Sullivan does well to hold himself in the contest and then gets high bump, will win the free kick.
That's going to cause a bit of fire and tension here. Little scuffle goes on as the Borough move forward, but it's going to be cut off by Andrew. So Andrew's going to send this again inside 50. Bouncing ball is going to be cut off now by the Borough. This is Lockie Hill. Got the handball away to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan goes towards half forward and then a down the field free kick. So there's a lot happening at the moment, and I think key now that both teams really hold their composure here. A lot of fire.
KP back on.
So the Borough have it at half forward. That's the important part at the moment.
You can feel that both teams know just how important the next goal is, and the intensity has really risen. There's a lot of feeling in this at the moment.
They spear it inside 50, but it's going to be too wide, and it'll be a boundary throwing. So another chance for Greensborough here. They're down by 15 points at the moment. Only 1 goal apiece for either side. Boundary throwing incoming. It's going to be Smith and Tom Keys. Smith punches it forward to space, but it's all Heidelberg. And Nadalin gets the clearing kick away. Now to Getty, who's got the speed, but can't get past McFawn, so has to go down the line, and that ball worked out pretty well to Kleeman. He wants to go to the corridor. Dangerous kick. Was a 2-on-1 in favour of Heidelberg, but not much communication there. They still managed to win the ball back, but Johnston, no problems at all, takes the intercept.
So Johnson at left half back, the skipper for Greensborough, goes wide to McCubbin, who's well ahead of his teammates, so he would have liked that kick a little bit better as it goes out of bounds for a throw-in. Actually breathing a sigh of relief, I think, is James Nadelin, as he's not beaten by McCubbin on that occasion. We'll get a boundary throw-in at the centre wing. Keys in the ruck with Howard. Howard's going to beat Keys to it, gets it down to McCubbin, who's looking for the hole in the man free, won't get it, but it comes out the back to the speedy Luke, as Nick had said earlier. His kick towards the boundary line isn't going to stay in, and bit of argy-bargy going on between Glenn and Martin over the boundary line as well. Imagine having a front row seat to that. There would have been a few expletives, I think, as well, communicated between each other.
Certainly is. It's going to allow eventually the boundary umpire's got it now, and we'll throw it back in. Howard, Keys. Give that one to Keys, who got the punch away. A lot of numbers around this footy. Not in the clear just yet. We'll cause another ball up. Gee, I tell you what, both sides right now, there's lots of intensity in this match. And again, it's only round 6, but there is already a bit at stake, you feel, with how tight the top of the competition is at the moment. And Banyule and Hurstbridge breathing down their necks as we stand. Ball gets tossed up. Both ruckmen getting a hit of it. Luke was on the outer side, didn't get to him. Keys faked the handball, shrugged the tackle, and then backtracked and cleared eventually by the Tigers, who go to a 2-on-1, but McFawn's the tallest of them all. Takes the mark. Over to Sievers. Sievers towards half forward and juggling that, and taking it is Ferronato, who wants to sell the candy, and he does. And then with the right boot, just sends it high towards the goal line. Smith's there, won't get to him. There's a hold, though, and it's going against Jamie Smith.
50? Yep.
And 50 metres.
Get to the goal square,
Yes, it will be Heidelberg, and they've been rewarded a 50 metre.
Brody Glenn there. The whistle had blown, and Brody Glenn kicked the ball through the goals, and that's what gave up the 50, and it could be a costly one.
Yeah, it is, as Thompson gets the chipping kick over the top to Del Boffo, who goes wider and finds on the switch Jordan Smith. Just outside right half forward for Heidelberg. Wants to go deep. He's got Barson there as well as Andrew. Instead, he goes a chipping 1-2. Barson couldn't take the mark, falling out the back and not able to get their hands on it on that occasion is Schneering, as it will be a boundary throw in deep inside Heidelberg's forward 50. And just as it looks like they were deep inside their own forward 50, Greensborough, and had control of how the game was played, it's all almost been flipped on its head, as that boundary throw-in is well short. Doesn't get called back, so Howard doesn't know what to do with it. Getting there first on that occasion was right for Heidelberg. He's not able to keep that in as well. Get another boundary throw-in.
Vinda Tyler's instructing the boundary umpire how deep to go with his throw-in. And you know what? It worked out all right. That's a good one. Tap goes for Keys. You can't control it. Getting boot to ball was the debutant in Kleeman. It's cleared away by Johnson. Gets good purchase on the kick, but it'll be cut off. Now a chance for Nadelin. In the middle of Memorial Park. Sends a deep ball inside 50. Barson's going to fly out the back. And taking a good intercept is Sievers. Sievers go towards his bench wing. Almost intercepted by Clark. The handball away. And now a chance for O'Dwyer Richards. Finds Jamie Smith.
Let's go forward.
Smith right in front of Matty Hyde. Smith goes down the line. Off hands. Stellis was the target. Didn't get to him. Poser at ground level. Did well to get the handball away. And then Stellis won the ball back with the intercept. O'Sullivan. Looping handball. And then they run out of room for a boundary throwing. 14 minutes in. Heidelberg by 15 points.
Looks like Heidelberg just giving Keysy a rest as he's come off.
How'd you know that one?
Oh, I don't know. My ears were pricked on today. They weren't painted on. There's a boundary thrown in. Works its way out for Heidelberg as they look to go wide inside the middle. Getting a running bounce is Clark. He's taken two. Does he look for a third? He doesn't. Instead, his kick, as he looks for an opponent, is going to be a teammate, is going to be turned over in Lawler, who gets the kick up towards right half forward. Doesn't work out in the end. De Bolfo gives it off to Thompson. Heidelberg now looking to take their time. Poser gives it back to De Bolfo. On debut for the seniors. A long left foot penetrating kick is going to be turned over to Lawler, who's had a couple of intercept possessions already this quarter. His kick up the line is going to work now for Hasler, who goes quickly for Greensborough. He's got McCubbin all by himself. This is looking good for the Borough. If they can just keep moving it quickly, they might catch the Tigers out the back. McCubbin's deep kick inside forward 50 to Smith. Doesn't work out. It was a 2-on-1. He did well to bring it to ground, though. Martin does brilliantly for the Tigers at ground level. The composure to give it over to Bunker. Now they go wide. They got the switch on. Another debutante's getting his hands on it now in Kleeman. Goes wider to Getty, who looks to go inside 45 to Clark. It's dangerous. Doing well to get the spoil there is O'Dwyer Richards, who brings his teammates into the contest. Doing well there is McFawn. His handball, those intercepted. Nadeline does well to get a calming kick into Jorgensen.
So they just have to slow down. It was a very intense passage of play. They go by hand. Honey into the middle of the ground now. A chance for the Tigers. High ball towards right half forward. It's going to be a difficult one. Johnson read it best and punched it out of bounds. Ahead of right. Boundary throw-in. Opportunity for Heidelberg. Inside forward 50.
Turn the footy over.
Boundary throw-in incoming. So we're 45-40 out
Sammy, run straight through, Sammy.
from the Heidelberg goal.
Sammy, run through, get the free kick.
It's been one goal apiece. All on his own was Howard, who got the tap, then punched it out of the defensive 50 was Johnson. Sullivan on the bounce. He's going to be absorbed in the tackle.
Sammy,
He's going to have the ball up right on the paint of 50
free kick, Jesse. Jesse, run through.
for Heidelberg. Great tap from Howard, but it went straight to the Tigers. High spearing ball towards the top of the goal square. Nearly a leap and mark taken by Lawler. Greensborough out of trouble for now. Out of bounds on the full.
We had to duck our heads, even though we're in a box. The ball was coming straight for us.
So the Tigers are going to have an opportunity. This is a really difficult set shot for Luke Bunker. It looks like he will have the footy. We're going to get a very good look at it from our position, but in fact, what's your thoughts, Luke? He's right, literally right in front of us. This would be a miracle goal if he kicks it. He's going to kick it, Vin? Let's see. That's not bad. That's not bad. He's missing to the right-hand side.
Every score counts, don't worry about it. Pumps go to the
They're
centre.
going to move to 8-7-55, the Tigers. Greensborough 5-9-39. That would have been a great moment. Yeah, to put that through. But Greensborough reset.
So going out of their back 50, but it'll be turned over. So Heidelberg will get another chance going inside forward 50. Amalfi's kick is a wobbler, but it might work out. Wright cleans up the mess. He wasn't able to take it cleanly. Now it falls out to Ethan Luke, who gets a nice clearing kick wide to Hasler, who can't get onto the end of it. So Sean Martin is able to get there first. Actually, it's DeBolfo who gets there first and is able to take it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Barzo.
Just as it looked like Greensborough were able to clear and use a bit of pace on that far wing, just those little kicks that don't meet their target is bringing Heidelberg back into the game. As boundary throw in, Jorgensen couldn't get the hit out, but he is able to clean up the mess and give it off to Bunko, whose kick is a beauty to Barzan. Couldn't take the mark, keeps his feet, and he's able to keep it in play, then does a little chip. It's not Barzan, because Barzan has it now as he goes for goal and kicks it. Greensborough wanted over the post. He won't get it, and Zane Barzan has his second for the afternoon.
Start high. Can we start him high?
And the Tigers now move out to 9-7-61 as they lead Greensborough 5-9-39.
Barzan did well to kick it to himself on that occasion, I would have thought. No, it was actually Jordan Smith that had that footy and then really did well to sidestep his opponent and lead to that Barzan finish.
Yeah, it was a great second effort there from Jordan Smith. He had his mark spoiled at the last possible moment, was still able to give the ball off to Barzan, who had a really composed finish, and that's two really clinical moments there from Barzan for Heidelberg.
Back in the middle, Jorgensen with the tap. And Ferranato absorbed. No, it's going to spill out. Another chance for Heidelberg now, who are looking the goods as it stands. Clark just got the handball away. Poser behind his head, got the handball as well. Bunker, they keep moving forward. The Tigers, they are relentless going forward. Despite the Greensborough pressure, they might win the ball back. No, Heidelberg still pushing it towards the boundary line. Now to Burrow with numbers. Ferranato rides the tackle, got the handball away. Sievers towards the boundary line, and Fitzgerald will see it over. Centre wing, Greensborough bench end. It's 9-7-61 Heidelberg, Greensborough 5-9-39. We're just about into time on in the third quarter. 22-point lead is a Heidelberg. Boundary throwing again. McFawn in the ruck. We'll get this out the back of the pack. Decides to kick it off the deck. And, oh, what a great grab that is from Kieran Andrew. Plucked it with one hand at centre-half back. And then he's going to look to switch this ball towards the commentary side. And they'll work it really well. Clark gets the handball and a chance for Tardio. Look at all the space he's got in front of him. Spears it inside. Just too hot for Honey. Chance for Hill to Ferronato, who has to absorb the tackle. Broke through a second, kicked it straight into his man, and now a chance for a high torping ball from Clark, but it's too wide and out of bounds on the full. And Tim, they are just so relentless right now with their ability to bring the pressure up and force Greensborough to turn it over.
Absolutely. You feel like Greensborough just holding on here. They need the next goal if they're going to stay in this one.
They're going to try through O'Sullivan, and then James McCubbin chipping ball will be okay. They're going to keep the run going. O'Sullivan took on the man, got the handball away to a standing Smith, who missed it completely, and they'll win it back again, Heidelberg. Geddy's got a couple to beat in the middle, did really well to hold his ground, and then got the mark to a teammate. Now a chance for the debutant Kleeman. Has to go back, and the Tigers towards half forward. Keys has to stand underneath, did get a hand onto it. Front and centre was McCubbin. Handball's back. Burra desperate to get it out through O'Dwyer Richards. Torpedo ball. Bose has to get it. Clever tap. And the Tigers again win possession of the footy. 70 metres out from goal. Towards the pocket. Will it stay in play? Johnson keeps in play, but it's going to go straight to Tommy Keys. And that is Heidelberg at their absolute best. They did not want that ball out of play. The Borough did. Johnson did well to impact the contest, but Keys stood his ground and was able to waltz in for his first of the day. And Heidelberg now to a game-high 28-point advantage. 10-7-67, the Tigers. Greensborough 5-9-39.
It was Heidelberg there, just wanting it more, and the big man, Tommy Keys, just being able to run around, rove his own football, and going in to put an important goal for Heidelberg, which makes it really tough now for the Borough, who fought so hard all day. But the Tigers are just a class above at the moment.
Some impressive individual efforts there, helping the Tigers get the goals. We're back in the middle, this time in the ruck, doing a bit of ruck work as McFawn. He's able to win it, the clearance as well for Greensborough as they tumble it inside forward 50. Andrew does well to meet it and get it out of their defensive 50 for Heidelberg. They'll take their time, though, and they go wide like they have for most of today. On this occasion, it's not going to work as that kick falls out of bounds.
Now Greensborough are really struggling to keep the ball inside their forward 50. They were able to do it for certain stages in the first half, but now the Tigers are rebounding with such ease that this is their real opportunity to get a goal out of this passage.
100%. It almost seems like every time they've gone inside forward 50, this quarter especially, it's turned into a turnover. As that boundary throw-in will be short again, but it worked out well for O'Sullivan, whose hack right foot kick towards Smith might work out in the end. Dwyer did really well for Heidelberg to keep it in front of him. Smith cleans up the mess, goes quickly to O'Sullivan, and that left hooking kick goes wide right, and it's a behind for Greensborough. So in a positive, they're able to get a score, but not the score that they wanted. They now trail by 27 points. 23 minutes gone in this third quarter.
5-10 are now to Borough. Heidelberg at 10-7, 67. So that's where the 27-point advantage lies. We're not far away from the final break here. Tigers in control in this term. They'll clear it away to Heidelberg. Poser wants to take a bounce. He's done that already today. He takes two to exit defensive 50, and they're already at half forward. Kleeman did well to make a contest of it. Keys, this kick not a great one. Won't be 15, you think. Jorgensen got hands. Keys does his own work again, and then in traffic he gets pinged. Holding the footy, Lawler had to duck through a few teammates. He's going to try and intercept, and doing well on that occasion was Jordan Smith, who's able to keep it forward. The Tigers can still make it work through right. They're going to centre it, but it's James McCubbin in the hole who wants to get things going in. The mark's taken by O'Sullivan, and now what can Greensborough do? They are struggling big time to keep this ball inside their forward half. That kick out of the defensive half wasn't great either. Both teams with an opportunity. Ferronato did well. Got the handball away to a teammate in Lewis. Lewis has to go back to Ferronato, and he disposed of it incorrectly. Centre wing, Greensborough bench side. 24 and a half minutes gone. The Tolly, as we know, is yelling instructions on the bench. You can hear it in the effects mic. Heidelberg with another chance. They'll just go short. Well, the kick wasn't great, but fortunately for him, he wasn't on his line. So Heidelberg will try again. Inside 50 might be the option here, and it is. High ball. Look out for Keys at the back. Wow, what a grab!
How is that possible?
Deacon Lawler with a huge mark from about 3 deep.
Jesse.
A very impressive grab from the defender.
Go, Jesse, now.
And with the left, he'll clear it from defensive 50. The kick works, almost a mark by Fitzgerald, who has to keep it moving forward, and did so successfully. And now Johnson with a bit of space. Gets the ball towards half forward. Is that going to stay in play? Heidelberg might want to keep it in play. They've got no one else to worry about. No, that's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be out of bounds.
They were out on that far side as well, Heidelberg. So that might be a win for Greensborough.
All right, start rolling some forwards up, Shep.
They would need a score now as well, the Borough, trailing by 27 points in this third quarter. They've only kicked the 1 goal in this quarter to Heidelberg, who have been able to manage 3. As that high kick towards the goal square might work out for the Borough, it will, because Glenn mops up the crumbs and kicks through a brilliant dribbling goal. Just what the Borough needed when the times were getting tough. They bring it back to within 21 points, 6-10-46. They trail Heidelberg 10-7-67. 26 minutes gone, Tim. Is this the start of something for the Borough?
It certainly could be, judging from that reaction from Brodie Glenn. He's been threatening to do it all day. He's been elite around the contest, and that's the opportunity they were waiting for. And at 21 points the margin, it's definitely an opportunity for the Borough. Can they sneak another one late here?
So it's taken to the third for him to get his first of the afternoon. He's got 13 already this season. Make that 14 now. Ball up. Bunker to clear it away. Floating ball towards half forward. Smith had a great third term. 60 out from goal. High ball towards the top of the goal square. Keys nearly marked. Couldn't get there. Did get hands onto it. Great pressure again from Keys. Spills out the back. Here's Clark. To the top of the goal square again. Is that going to be paid? It is. From the Sam Wright. Doing it all right. Greensborough were adamant that ball was touched. I reckon Vintatoli thinks it was too. He's laughing, but Sam Wright with the grab. Slight angle to speak of, and for an immediate reply from the reigning premiers, he comes in and gets it. Sneaks home. And he's got a third for the afternoon to Sam Wright. And just like that, it's back out to a 37-point lead. So 11-7-73 Heidelberg. And Greensborough 6-10-46. But Tim, the Borough, they can't put their heads down here. They feel like they've got to try to get back and sneak at least another goal before three-quarters time.
They can't afford to let the floodgates open. It's frustrating, but that's what good teams do. And Heidelberg there with the textbook response late in the third quarter when Greensborough had that little bit of momentum, but yet again, they're back to square one.
Back in the middle then, Heidelberg were threatening for another clearance, but this time it was a throw that will work in favour of Greensborough. So Will McFawn will have it in the middle. Can they sneak that final goal before the final term? And that noise just there will tell you the answer. It's no, and it means Heidelberg will take a comfortable lead heading into the final term. 11-7-73 to Tigers. The Borough are 6-10-46. And hello, there's a bit going on here at